Belmont Park on Long Island. 110 years old, it's home of the Belmont Stakes, what's known as the Test of the Champion.
Affirm's got a nose in front as they come on to the wire.
The last Triple Crown champion was a horse called Affirmed in 1978. And there were 10 others before him, including Secretariat, Gallant Fox, and Seattle Slew.
And they're off.
To find out why a horse hasn't won the Triple Crown since the late 70s, we turned to the in-house expert, David Papadopoulos, Bloomberg managing editor and resident horse racing expert. He's been following racing actively since 1990.
You're an enthusiast, someone who's been betting on the ponies, watching the ponies for a long time.
Dave, an enthusiast is one way people have referred to me. I'm a handicapper and a gambler, but yes.
The first reason is what Papadopoulos calls the pack.
The field is just much bigger in these Belmont Stakes than it used to be years ago.
In 1978, Affirmed raced against only 4 other horses. American Pharoah is up against 7, and that field is actually pretty small. It's common to have a field of 11 or 12. The second reason, the ambush. If a horse loses the Kentucky Derby, his owner may decide not to run him in the Preakness. He'll rest up until Belmont.
From the first 125 years up until 2000 of the running of these races, that had never happened where a horse ran in the Derby, skipped the Preakness, and won the Belmont Stakes. And since then, over the past 14 years, it's happened 7 times.
5 of American Pharoah's competitors in the Belmont ran the Derby, but skipped the Preakness. Number 3, the distance.
This track, different than Pimlico, different than Churchill Downs, much longer.
Biggest racetrack in North America. It's 1.5 miles around, and they will do one big lap. These horses, from American Pharoah on down, have never raced this distance in their life, and they never will again.
Not at all.
Never.
And the last reason there's been such a drought? The calendar. Horses used to run all the time on 2 or 3 weeks rest. Now that pace only happens during Triple Crown season.
It's a very compressed racing schedule in a short period of time for the Triple Crown contender, and a lot of times he just won't fire his A race given those circumstances.
So, given all that, the calendar, the distance, the ambush, the pack, how does American Pharoah look?
We should be clear, he is a freak and a standout in this race.
Have you made your picks yet for this year?
I have. I will try to beat him with the horse named Materiality. If he can run a big race in his A race, he could threaten American Pharoah.